2020 vision. Really? Hindsight's 2020. No joke.
My name is Janice Aldridge. Welcome to Ponderosa Pond. We're out in East Tennessee, and we're glad you're coming along for our little adventure. We hope you have as much fun as we do.
Hey everyone, I'm Janice Aldridge from Ponderosa Pond, and 2020's been quite the year, hasn't it? You know, I was thinking, last year about this time, I did this little business course thing online, and they were talking about making goals for a year from now, making goals 6 months from now, making goals 3 months from now, 1 month, 1 week. This year, same course. Look, we don't know what's going to happen. This is a crazy time. We're doing good if we can make goals for 1 month. I thought, really? So their whole thing was, we're just going to make goals for this next month. We're not even going to even act like the rest of the year is going to happen. I thought, how sad. I mean, this is a motivational business course, and they're just doing 1 month goals. Whereas last year it was planning goals for a year, gonna make goals and reach for them. But they're not this year. And I got to thinking about it. What were my goals last year? I really can't remember. Did I even have any? I don't know. But I got to thinking about this year coming up. You know, last year or this year that we're in, 2020, we talked about having 2020 vision. We talked about seeing with 2020 clarity, make your goals and stay focused on them. And that just didn't happen for most of us. Some people it still did, and they did amazingly well. And then a lot of us just kind of, But I was wondering, what about this year? You know, 2020 was depressing enough. Didn't really work out the way any of us would have imagined. But what about 2021? They're talking about more shutdowns. They're talking about more quarantines. They're talking about more this, more that. And you're going, is it ever going to end? Well, what can we do for ourselves in this time? I thought, you know what? We can make some goals. We can write them down, put them on the refrigerator, put them on the mirror in the bathroom, put them in our bedroom where we'll see them. We can make some goals that no matter if we're quarantined or we're in lockdown or we're safer at home or whatever, that we can still do. We can make those kinds of goals. So I'm going to take some time and think about some things that I would like to do this next year. Maybe it's something physical, like doing 20 squats a day, building up to it. A couple of years ago, I built up to 50 squats a day. I went back down to like 20 very quickly. That was even after I'd done it for a week. That was hard still. But hey, like they say, no pain, no gain, right? But then I've kind of gotten out of the habit of it lately. So, yeah, that's probably going to be something, a goal of mine. Maybe, you know, within a month doing 20 a day, or, you know, maybe in a year doing 50 again. Instead of, I like literally in like 3 or 4 weeks went from doing no squats ever to doing 50 a day. So that was for me, that was intense. Other people will be like, well, that was nothing. But maybe your goal is read a book. Maybe read a book a month. Maybe you've thought about reading more. I was telling a friend, I wish I had more time to read. Well, I do have time to read. You have time to read. We just have to block out that time to read. I do other things I could exchange for actually reading a book. And I will say this last year I've read more than I had been. There have been years where I have read 1 or 2 books every month, you know? And then there's some years that I hardly read anything. So maybe that's a goal of yours. Maybe it's to watch a certain movie. Maybe it's to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to learn how to bake, or learn how to can, or learn how to garden. So set these goals and say, okay, by the end of the year, I want to do this. And then break it down into smaller pieces. Say, okay, in the first 3 months, I'm going to do this to work towards it. Like you might say 12 books. I'm going to read 12 books in a year, and say, okay, well, the first quarter, I'm going to read 3, and the next quarter, I'm going to read 3, and the next quarter, I'm going to read 3, and the last quarter, I'll read 3, and that'll be my 12. And then you break it down and go, okay, 1 book a month. So kind of break down that and say, okay, maybe these books take me, say, 30 hours to read. So I'm going to read 1 hour every day of the month, every day, and I'm going to read a book a month. And that's a very doable goal for a lot of us. So maybe thinking about, you know, hey, by the end of the year, I want to be able to do 5 sit-ups. Okay, work on that first one. Say, okay, this month I'm going to work on doing 1 sit-up. Maybe you can't do a squat. Can you bend your knees a little bit? Just bend, and you can hold on to a table and just bend your knees a little bit, you know? So we can all do something. And it's not that you have to do exercising or reading books. Maybe you want to learn a new craft, or learn how to play an instrument. These are things that we can do at home. We can do no matter what's going on with the world around us. Weather's not going to necessarily affect it. Now, some of your goals, weather may affect it, or possibly the quarantines or the shutdowns might. But think about some goals, though, that won't be affected so much by this, so that we have something positive that we're working towards, that we can find success in this next year. And let's put 2020 behind us, but let's make 2021 a great year. No matter how bad things are around the whole world, let's make some goals and work towards them for ourselves, for our family, and make 2021 a great year, a fabulous year, and try to forget 2020. I know, personally, I would like to forget 2020. And there were some good points in 2020. There were some good things. It's just that when you look at the good and look at the bad, there's a whole lot less of the good to look at. And I try to meditate and focus and remember the good things. But it's been hard this year. 2020's been hard. We need to just go ahead and admit it and own it and say 2020 was hard. But that's not going to define 2021. Don't let it define you. Don't let it define 2021. So that's something I'm going to work on in this next week. And I'm going to make some personal goals. They're just personal goals for me. And work towards those over this next year. And try to have a more positive outlook on 2021. I hope you have a wonderful 2021. I hope you're having a wonderful 2020, the end of it. Most of us aren't, but that's okay. It means next year is going to be that much better. When you have a really bad year like this, the next year is just that much better. So let's look forward to 2021. I hope you have an amazing 2021. I'm Janice from Ponderosa Pond Homestead. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoy living out here in East Tennessee. We live in the Smoky Mountains, and it's a beautiful area. We do most of our videos from our homestead, but we do occasionally just in the surrounding areas also. So if you would like to see more of these videos, then subscribe to our channel and ring that little notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know every time we upload a new video. We hope you enjoy them as much as we do. You all have a wonderful day.